All right, we have two small things left to go over, and that is how do we identify if an equation is linear or not, and also how do we do a word problem related to these linear equations and inequalities. Okay, so these three problems right here, these three equations are all not linear. The question is why? Why are they not linear? So looking at problem number 13, remember standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. Well, this is my problem. That's not by, that's b divided by y, okay? So the reason why is this you cannot have a variable in the bottom of a fraction. You can't have a variable in the denominator. That's not linear. That's something called rational, which we're not going to do until second semester, most likely. Okay, so you can't have a variable in the denominator. All right, problem number 14. What's the problem? Well, I've got ax, and then, again, the by is my problem. Well, that's not 2y, that's y squared. That's an exponent. Exponents are not linear things. Okay, so the problem here is that there is an exponent greater than 1. Actually, any exponent other than 1 would be a problem, even if it was like 1.2, which we'll talk about that later too. That's not for a while, all right? And it could have been x squared minus y equals 7. Doesn't matter where the exponent is. It doesn't have to be on the y. It's just these two problems both happen to have an issue with the y. So now how about problem number 15? Well, there's a 6x and there's a y, but there's no addition or subtraction between them. It's all one term. So this is my issue here, is the fact that I have x times y. So you cannot have a product of variables. Because technically, that's creating a higher exponent than 1. And again, we'll talk about why that is later. That's something to come way down the road. But right now, it's got to be able to be written as ax plus by equals c in order to get a linear equation, okay? All right, now let's talk about a word problem. Everyone's favorite fun. I know word problems aren't most people's favorites, but let's take a look at this word problem, all right? Bell Phone Service charges $25 a month for their phone service, plus an additional 20 cents per minute of long-distance calling. Okay. Atlantic Phones charges $30 a month, plus an additional 16 cents per minute of long-distance calling. At what point will Atlantic become the better deal? Now, we want to know at one point will one be cheaper than the other, so we're going to do this with an inequality. But I'm going to organize it. I'm going to say, all right, we're going to do information about Bell on one side and Atlantic on the other. Now, Bell is going to charge you $25 every month, no matter what. That is a flat rate that they're going to charge you, okay? Then they're going to charge you 20 cents for every minute of long-distance calling. So what I should do is I should define x. X is the number of minutes of long-distance calling. Number of minutes for long-distance calls, okay? Now, I want Atlantic to become the better deal, so I want Atlantic to be less than. I want Atlantic to be the smaller side, so the points on that side. Atlantic is going to charge $30 a month, which is more to start out with, but they're going to charge only 16 cents per minute, okay? So they're going to charge you more every month, but they're going to charge you less for that additional long-distance calling. All right. Now I want to go through and I want to solve this. But remember, I wanted Atlantic to be the smaller side, which is why I have Bell is going to be bigger than Atlantic at some point. The question is when. All right. Let's see. If I subtract the 0.1x, I'm going to get 0.04x. Okay. Subtract over the 25. And now on a calculator, we're going to do the division. It's going to come out to 125, and that's in minutes. So basically, Atlantic will be the better deal if you're going to talk more than 125 minutes for long distance calling, okay? So I'm going to jot that down at the bottom. Atlantic phones is the better deal if you plan to spend over 125 minutes on long distance calls. Ooh, let me slide up so I can write the words. Sorry, I ran out of space there. All right, so Atlantic Phones is the better deal if you plan to spend over 125 minutes on long distance calls. All right, that's it. Good luck with your homework and let me know what questions you have.